Welcome to the Foster's Association of Surfing Professionals Men's World Championship Tour. 12 events across the globe that showcase the greatest surfers on the planet, and they lead a lifestyle that has to be seen to be believed.
If you're a surfer, you know, getting a session with no one out is like, it's a dream, you know, so this tour, I guess, is a dream tour.
I think we have the most fun of anyone in the world too. So I think that's why it's called the Dream Tour.
Members of this elite dream tour spend their year traveling to the most exotic locations imaginable, all in pursuit of the title of world champion.
There's also only 45 of you going to all these locations, so to me that's really special.
Probably 50% of our events are tube riding contests, so you know, who doesn't want to get tubed? It's like you dream about getting good barrels, and we get to get them for our job.
The opportunity to go and travel together and experience all these different cultures and these beautiful destinations all over the world. I mean, that's it's just such a blessing.
Everyone just is so happy to be on this tour, and I know there's another 1,000 surfers that are snapping on our heels to get on as well.
When you're a kid, that's what you dream of doing, so I suppose that's a good enough reason to call it a dream tour.
Surfing's most celebrated performer is once again the man to beat. Kelly Slater made history in 2005, winning an unprecedented 7th world title. Will 2006 see him climb even higher? Australia's Gold Coast is home to the world-famous Superbank, host to the opening event of the Foster's Men's World Tour. You're watching the 2006 Quiksilver Pro. In this show, we'll take a look at the biggest rookie class in the history of the Foster's Men's World Tour.
Now we are here and we are motivated. We're gonna go for it.
We'll also try and answer the biggest question in surfing right now. What are 7-time world champion Kelly Slater's plans for 2006?
A big part of life is sort of soul searching as you get older and figuring out what makes sense. And you know, I guess I'm sort of soul searching professionally right now.
And of course, we'll see all the best action from the Gold Coast as the elite members of the 45 look to get an early jump in the race for the 2006 world title. Before we get into the action, let's take a quick look back at 2005, a year where Kelly Slater cemented his place in surfing folklore.
Lance Armstrong, 7 Tour de France, and Michael Schumacher, 7 Formula One titles. So, you know, 7 seems like the benchmark of all-time greatness, and you know, it's a ridiculous figure. I mean, it's so many world titles, and it's over such a long time.
When I was a kid growing up and I watched MR do four world titles in a row, at that stage of my life I was going, well, that's unsurpassable.
Kelly's 7th world title has bookended an unparalleled career. In 1992, at the age of 20, he became the youngest ever world champion. 5 straight titles followed between 1994 and 1998, with the history-making 7th success coming in 2005. Slater survived Andy Iron's spirited challenge to become the oldest ever world champion.
They were kind of like an island of absolute brilliance. And, you know, I mean, Andy was within 100 points or, you know, one place of the title. So they really were, those two dominated in 2005.
For Kelly to win one, you know, be the youngest guy and 33 or whatever and winning world titles, I mean, he surfs great, he's an amazing talent.
To be able to come back, recreate himself, and have faith in his abilities again, and that's a huge ask of yourself, and it's 7 times.
It's one of the best feats that I've ever seen in any sport. Just incredible. I mean, he's just so confident. He just really blew my mind.
Kelly has made it a very exclusive club because, you know, he's really shut out a whole generation And now there's another generation of world beaters that he's holding at bay as well. So, yeah, I mean, it makes those world titles even more valuable.
Before the season officially kicks off with the start of the Quiksilver Pro, the surfing community gathers to honor its men's and women's world champions at the annual ASP Awards banquet. It's a chance for the surfers to get out of their boardies and wetsuits and strut their stuff on the red carpet.
Definitely a step up from the kids.
This is my dad, Big Fred, and we're just here to have a great time.
Tonight we get a chance to really appreciate, Kelly and Chelsea. I mean, last year they were the two best surfers in the men's and women's.
As the rest of the surfers catch up with friends, the ASP celebrates 30 years of professional surfing with a gathering of some of its most famous world champions. The night is also a chance for the next generation of world beaters to take center stage. 19-year-old Adriano de Souza is crowned as champion of the second-tier World Qualifying Series, while Fred Patacia celebrates his Rookie of the Year award with some fancy footwork. Chelsea Georgeson receives her first world title before the man who has done it all before is again called to the stage.
Because the king is back, the 2005 Foster's ASP World Champion, Kelly Slater.
One of the best years of my life, for sure, if not the best year of my life. And I'm here this week to surf and try to win. And I'm really proud to be holding this trophy.
With the celebrating of 2005 finally done, it's time to get 06 up and running. And there's no better place for that to happen than Australia's sunshine state of Queensland.
The Gold Coast has been starting the World Tour since 1977, and it is just the perfect place to do it.
It's a good, fun, high-quality wave which offers everything from tube rides to really high-performance surfing.
Always a pleasure to be here in the Gold Coast because everybody likes this wave, because the wave's so perfect and you can do everything you want in the same wave.
You're not going to get through head surfing badly out here. If there's any flaws in your style, they sort of show up.
A quick look at the list of past champions shows Snapper Rocks is also a wave that has an extreme local advantage.
Paco, Mick, Dingo, the local kids, they've all won it. In the last 4 years, they've won 3 of them.
Paco paddles for waves and they just turn amazing. And I would be sitting right next to him looking at the like, it's not gonna be that good a wave. And then turn around and the thing just lights up. It's just like he's got the rabbit foot or something. I don't know what it is, but I wish I need to borrow that.
With the 45 frothing to start the new season and Snapper Rocks a pristine 4 to 5 foot, Quiksilver Pro organizers put the members of the Foster's Men's World Tour straight to work.
they surf that good, they're just that smart too in heat, you know? So that's the key of becoming world champ and all that, is being just as smart as you are as a good surfer.
Bit of an upset on the cards there. Jeremy's kind of laying it down to Kelly, and Kelly does what Kelly does. Came back really strong with a huge score, and he's back in control of the heat.
He's got a good section ahead of him. What's he going to do? I think he's going to make this one.
Each year on the Foster's Men's World Tour, there's a cutthroat turnover of surfers. The top 15 from the second-tier World Qualifying Series replace the bottom 15 from the Elite 45. 2006 represents a new frontier for surfing, with a record 10 new faces debuting in the big time.
The rookies are probably the most solid collective group I've ever seen.
There's not any deadwood on the tour, and I don't think there has been for a few years. You know, you mentioned guys like Adriano, he's incredible. You know, he's so fast and he's so light. In conditions up here, he could be a giant killer.
D'Souza, at just 19 years of age, comes onto the tour with some serious credentials after winning the 2005 QS with a record points total.
The plan is stay the top in WCG for 10 years. Definitely not looking for the title, definitely for 2 or 3 years. And that's crazy, they're not kind of talking about title.
If he's doing good in the big waves, for sure he's gonna be very close to be the first Brazilian world champion, for sure.
I made a call last year before the tour started that he would win an event this year, and you know, it's not going to be this one, but.
But the Brazilian is not the only rookie with an imposing reputation.
Bobby Martinez will be right there, just with his smooth style, really good carves, really powerful, and really well-rounded. And
he's an insane surfer. He's really good in all conditions. He lives on a point break as well, so he can match it with anyone on the points.
Like they say, if you're surfing, there's a talking that does it, you know, and that's, I don't need to run my mouth, say I'm gonna do good, or, you know, I wanna finish this and that. I just got my own goals, keep to myself and not say anything to anybody.
And then there's Hawaiian Pancho Sullivan, a powerhouse who at 32 is the oldest rookie ever on the Foster's Men's World Tour.
Pancho is one that really kind of sheds the shivers down my spine. He's got a big hack on him.
I've had an opportunity to compete against, you know, Kelly and Andy and just Joel and everybody in quality waves, and had, you know, been on the losing end and the winning end, you know, against all of those guys. So I feel like at this point I know what it takes, you know, within myself, what I need to do in order to win heats and win events. I really don't think that there's any point in doing this tour unless you're shooting for a world title. So that's my goal at the moment.
The veterans on the 45 have no choice but to sit up and take notice of all the new faces, setting the stage for an incredible year of competitive, progressive surfing.
Roy Powers is an awesome surfer. He's really well-rounded. He carves really hard. He charges barrels. He's one of those kids that's exciting to watch.
Dave's a very interesting surfer. He's the typical new school surfer. He's got, you know, he's got more moves than a can of worms.
Throw in Frenchman Mickey Pecan, Brazilian Pedro Henrique, and Aussies Jared House, Sean Cansdell, and Adrian Buchan, And this new breed of world title hungry surfers are set to push the limits.
I don't think it's a huge step up. Half of the city guys, we used to surf against them in the QS. I want to give confidence to the new generation that are coming. They're surfing really good. There's a lot of good surfers in Europe, and they know they can do it, but they just need to get some confidence.
Definitely insane to be on with such a big group of new guys. I think it's really good for the CT, just because in the past the guys kind of got used to everyone, and whereas this year I think a lot of things are going to get shaken up.
One positive thing that I think we all, can feed off of is the fact that we earned our way to be here, and we deserve to be here, and we're as good as anybody that's been here for. Doesn't matter if they've been here for 2 years or 10 years.
With Adriano de Souza, Pancho Sullivan, and Roy Powers already into round 3, the rest of the rookie class are looking to join them. But the round 2 surfers have to negotiate a new break, with the Quiksilver Pro moving north as the weather takes a turn for the worse.
The conditions are increasing in size, and the wind and storm, so moving down the point is what everybody does when they're surfing normally here at Coolangatta.
I'm looking forward to it. Like, I got Aki in my next heat, and I'm excited. He's my favorite. He's been my favorite since I was a kid.
You've got a long way with a lot of critical sections, and the guys that are doing the tube riding, full roundhouse cutbacks into the floaters and the re-entries, combining the whole lot, in that critical section is definitely what you're going to see in the 8 to 10 point range.
Even if I lost, I can tell I used to be my first WCC man I met. He was with Aki. He's my favorite surfer in the world. He's always has been and always will be. And I think I just got lucky.
Put, big put. Big put right here, man. Cool. The guys. I always get pretty nervous when Fred surfs, so. But actually, I'm kind of calm today. I guess because I went surfing earlier.
Fred is a really good surfer. I always have an eye on him because he's a goofy foot and he's so fast. I like the way he surfs, so he put me on, in that heat. I knew I had to surf good.
I don't think any of the new guys are scared to take it to the guys who've been on the CG for a few years. So, yeah, it should be interesting. Should be a lot of fun.
It's not all good news for the rookies. Jared House falls to fellow Australian Jake Patterson. Brazilian Pedro Henrique makes a late charge, but his heroics aren't enough against Aussie Tom Whitaker. And Sean Cansdell is pipped by Brazilian Paulo Moura. But the rookie with the hard luck story of the week is Aussie Adrian Buchan.
I hurt my ankle 2 weeks ago in Brazil surfing at one of the WQS events, and it still hasn't come good, and I didn't really want to risk it, so hopefully it'll be all good for Bells. But yeah, it's pretty devastating to not be able to surf my first event.
The weather continues to deteriorate at Greenmount, but the surfing is still outstanding as the members of the Foster's Men's World Tour cut loose in their first event of the year.
This is actually me and my girlfriend. This is our favorite spot on the Savages, I love this place. It's warm, good waves. What more do you want? Casino.
Unfortunately for event organizers, the ugly weather that arrived during round 2 sets in, and the Gold Coast is belted with cyclonic conditions.
This is the reason we have a waiting period. As everyone knows, we have a 12-day event window and 6 days of competition. So we allow for this, and usually the reason is the surf is too small and we can't run, but in this event it's too big and too wild and woolly.
That means no competition. But surfers are an intrepid bunch and will always find a way to get their wave fix. And swell of this size means only one thing: jet skis and tow ropes.
Definitely some big waves, really hollow, you know. It was some, you know, bringing the skis through the Tweed Bar was pretty hairy. It was some, I've seen one wave, it was probably the biggest wave I've ever seen in Australia. It looked like a 4-story building coming through.
Those swells hit the bank pretty hard, and they can knock holes in the bank, and we won't even be able to tell what condition the super bank's in until this swell drops.
Snapper's over now. I think chance to really steam, we'll see the event at Snapper.
After 3 days of atrocious weather, the sun finally comes out, and Parco's prediction is spot on. The Snapper Rock Superbank has been completely washed away. Combine that with a drop in swell, and it's time to go mobile. The location organizers eventually settle on is just around the corner, a wave called Duranbah.
The break will change a lot during the day, but right now we've got a good right-hand beach break with a barrel in it and a few big turns.
And once again, it's the rookies who take center stage.
Anybody on this tour is capable of doing, you know, anything, and but you got to know that coming into it, and just got to do your own thing, or else you're gonna get smoked.
When you get in the water, it's really competing against yourself mainly, and you know, just trying to pick the best waves. I mean, obviously he's an incredible surfer, so I'm gonna have to elevate within myself.
I knew it was going to be a really tough heat. I mean, he's just definitely one of the most dynamic and electric surfers on tour, and I knew it was going to take my best surfing to beat him.
I think he's a talented surfer, and you know, I'd like to see him get some good results on tour, but it's not against me, if I can help it.
The conditions are tricky, but the Foster's Men's World Tour competitors still find some high-quality rides as the Quiksilver Pro field is reduced to 16.
A few of the things you gotta know when you're on the CT is just to be patient. A lot of the guys on this tour are real strategic on what they do out in the heat. Like Sonny tells all us Hawaiians, you know, you only need 2 waves to win a heat.
My foot it's only just kind of come good. It's a little bit stiff and sore in the mornings, but after a little walking around and a little surf, it feels much better. So yeah, I'm feeling great.
The Gold Coast is aptly named. With sunshine, sand, and waves, the main reason why this place is the capital of Australian surfing. But there's also plenty more on offer for those with a day to kill in paradise. And that's great news for the members of the 45 who are always looking for something to do on a day off.
I'm definitely the novice of the bunch. We've got dead set petrol head wheels here, lead foot. I might be a petrol, but it doesn't mean I can drive. So we'll soon find out who can drive. No, I think it'll be good. I can't wait. I've been hanging to do it for so long.
Paul Morris.
Nice meeting you, Paul. Tony.
I'm going to do some driving today, but I want to show you the real thing first. We're coming and have a look at our race cars.
While the Revheads psych up for their day of racing, there's another adrenaline-rushing encounter on the horizon.
Here we are, we're at SeaWorld, and I'm not sure what we're in for, but I did hear something about sharks and dolphins and getting in the water and swimming with them, so I think we're in for a bit of action.
Yeah, we've got a good array of sharks there, mate. We've got a big tiger, a female tiger, Tassie.
Yep.
She's, probably 250, 300 kilos.
They're massive. You wouldn't want to see that one, you wouldn't want to see a shark that big in the water, that's for sure. I'm going to feed one of them, and yeah, that'll be probably the closest encounter I'll ever want to have.
What is that? It's not good.
It's a bull shark.
Back at the racetrack, the boys are all suited up and ready to find out who the real petrolhead is.
Best luck, mate. I'm going to need it.
You will.
Right, Toby, she's all yours now, mate. You can go as fast as you want. Flat out, that's it. Okay, into fourth gear. Okay, so turn the car in now gently. Get it in on that concrete. Now see that Bridgestone sign? Now that's where you want to be looking, and then drive the car to there. Okay, this is the sharp.
Oi, Grandma, look at him!
As Toby carves up the track, Taj and Cheyenne hit the water and get up close and personal with a surfer's worst nightmare.
They just rip it off the stick, and he just was chomping it up, just showing off in front of everyone, just ripping into it. No, it's pretty gnarly. You see their jaw just it looks like it dislocates and just opens up so big.
They're huge.
Yeah.
Don't like it. That's my last encounter with those, I'm thinking.
With their adrenaline still pumping, the pair head off to tackle some of SeaWorld's other attractions. Back at the V8 Super School, it's time for Danny Wills to take the wheel.
He's right at home right here, this kid. Stop it! Yes!
If you want to push yourself a little more, there's still plenty of margin there.
That's one of the funnest things I've ever done. That's so good. That's awesome.
But there's still plenty to learn as the boys find out on their last drive of the day. A few laps with a professional petrolhead.
Absolutely awesome.
At SeaWorld, Taj and Cheyenne's day comes to a more relaxing end with a dolphin aqua adventure.
Well, we've had a pretty epic day here at SeaWorld, so I think we're about to wrap it up. Just finished with the dolphins. Now we're going to head back to Snapper and go for a little surf, get warmed up for the next heat. See you soon.
With the superbank destroyed by the cyclonic weather, Duranbah is once again the break of choice for Quiksilver Pro officials. And local favorite Joel Parkinson is first in the water, taking on rookie sensation Bobby Martinez. Bobby's effort is matched by fellow rookie Adriano de Souza, who wins an incident-packed heat against Darren O'Rafferty.
Darren took off on the same wave that Adriano was on, which gives him a priority interferences which means he loses that wave and loses his second scoring wave.
Taj Burrow blows up big time in his heat against Marcelo Nunes. His reward? A quarter-final matchup against three-time world champ Andy Irons.
It's no use being scared of, you know, the high seeds. You'd rather take them head on and make the rest of the contests easier. So I'm looking forward to it.
The rest of the competitors in round 4 are just as impressive, as the list of Quiksilver Pro contenders is whittled down to 8.
On my last wave, I went for an air and I landed on my board, on my stomach on my board, and my hand was in between me and my board, and it just bent all the way backwards. And I think I've broken or fractured it or something. It's super painful. I'm on my way to the hospital to get x-rays now. Can't take anyone lightly at this point. We're in the quarters now, and you know, I expect the ground to surf as good as Taj and surf as good as Andy. You know, so you know, I'm going to try to put it all together.
After an off-season filled with speculation about his surfing future, Kelly Slater is back and performing at his electrifying best. The 34-year-old is riding a wave of success after claiming a record 7th world title.
It is nice to be able to look back and say that I've accomplished the things I've set out to accomplish and feel that sense of achievement for myself.
With the challenge of climbing back to the top of world surfing out of the way, Kelly is in an ominous frame of mind.
I feel a lot more comfortable coming in, first event, a lot more relaxed, a lot less pressure. Can I win the title and that sort of thing? I mean, it's nice to have that question out of the way.
The only problem is, with absolutely nothing left to prove, another question now presents itself. What are Kelly's plans for 2006 and beyond?
I guess I'm sort of soul-searching professionally right now to figure out what makes sense for me. And the whole picture of the rest of my life, is that what makes most sense to me at this point? You know, this week it does, but that might change next week, and I might completely go a different direction. So, I can't answer that question. It's just a feeling of something that's going to come to me. I don't have a tangible, like, if I get this result, I'm going to follow it out. If I were to win this one in Bells, you know, best case scenario for me, then maybe I'd just go, see you guys later, you know?
It's the hot topic in the surfing community, and everyone has an opinion on what the world champ is setting himself to achieve in 06.
It took him a few years to get into that zone, but then he got in the zone last year, and you know, you would think that he's worked hard to get there, and you wouldn't think that he'd, like, just walk away.
That's if he wants to win in competition. You know, that's another level, another thing altogether. And it depends on whether he's motivated to do so.
It'll be a shame to lose a great surfer like Kelly, but in the same breath, you know, you've got to think, well, geez, the guy's done his bit for the sport of surfing.
Probably the biggest thing I'm struggling with right now is just my private life, my personal life, for my life not to be so kind of public a lot. I'm sort of juggling the two, the working me and the just personal me a little bit. That's probably the biggest place that I'm not figuring it out.
But the biggest thing working in the favor of Kelly's millions of fans around the world is the magnetic lure of competition.
He says he's not really into it, but then you get him out in the water and you watch the way he competes. There's no doubt in my mind that he wants another one.
Kelly is he's digging this rivalry with Andy. And you know, look, it's not just Andy. Like, you know, Mick and Joel and Taj and the Hobgood brothers, and these new guys coming on.
I'm looking for that stimulation, that excitement with what I do. I've been able to have a couple good years run here with Andy now, and you know, part of me, if I pull off the tour completely, it would be a little bit sad if I don't see that through.
Andy heads the latest crop of surfing superstars who are showcasing the evolution of the Foster's Men's World Tour. Nearing the end of his glittering career, Kelly likes what he sees a whole lot more than when he first arrived.
When I got on the tour in '92, I was driving a car with Mark Warren, and I said, you know, I can't believe the level of surfing on the tour. And he goes, I know it's that good, huh? And I said, no, it's that bad. And he goes, are you serious? And I go, yeah. I go, I think the level should be way higher. You know, now I see the level of surfing on tour. I'm going, well, there's guys that, ratings-wise, you'd never expect to have a problem with them, and you see them surf, and if they're on, it's amazing. There's guys that aren't qualifying that surf really, really, really good. The top guys, you see the top guys going off, and they're just incredible.
Whether the standard of competition on the Foster's Men's World Tour and the challenge it presents is enough to bring him back for a shot at number 8, it's clear only time will tell.
8 is the number of infinity, something that goes on forever, and whether I'll ever have that 8th title or not, I don't know, but if I do, that feels like that would be probably enough, you know, but then there's always something more, you know? You can keep coming up with reasons to keep doing things, or you can come up with reasons to change things. If I'm gonna try for an 8th world title, it's not really for me. It's kind of for, you know, people who follow surfing and for other people, you know? It's not totally about me at this point in my career.
It's quarterfinal time at the Quiksilver Pro, and Kelly Slater is in the group of 8 surfers left vying for the title. The next man in his way? Brazilian Rayoni Montero.
I already decided I was going to make it through that thing before I paddled out there.
Kelly will now meet the winner of the All-American encounter between Bobby Martinez and Damian Hopgood.
I keep getting lucky with waves, you know, and my luck's gonna run out sooner or later, but we'll see how the next heat goes. Hopefully I still get some good luck.
The next heat brings the beach to a standstill as 3-time world champ Andy Irons takes on the last of the Aussies in Taj Burrow.
I just tried to think about my waves and not who I was against, because he's always obviously really good in the heat. Yeah, I just kind of got a strong start and then worked on it, and I just felt more and more confident in every wave, so that's the way I want to surf heats.
The last of the quarters represents a matchup of the old and the new, with Taylor Knox facing 19-year-old phenom Adriano de Souza.
One time I come to Australia just for English, studying English in school, and the second just for training, and the third it's come for the contest. That's amazing for me, get made a semi-final.
We've already seen some high-performance surfing at this year's Quiksilver Pro, but that's all happened under the constraints of competition, where wave scores, heat strategy, and ratings points are all important. At each Foster's Men's World Tour event, that all goes out the window when the surfers hit the water in a no rules, no scores, all-out dash for cash. It's called the Foster's Expression Session, and here's the best of the action from Duranbah. In an unusual result, Aussie Troy Brooks sweeps the pool, winning both $2,000 checks for Best Wave and Best Aerial. It's semi-final time at the Quiksilver Pro, and the Final Four is an even mix of experience and rookie talent. In his first ever WCT event, Bobby Martinez has eliminated a host of big names, but he now faces the ultimate test against world champ Kelly Slater.
It's really the guys like Kelly and Andy and Joel and Mick and those, you know, Taj and those guys that don't do the QS that you don't get to see so often, and pretty high bar to aim for. So yeah, you got your work cut out for you, that's for sure.
Bobby's dream run finally comes to an end, and after catching only 2 waves, he also learns a valuable tactical lesson from the master.
I didn't know if he was going just to get scores or they looked good or what, but I was thinking, man, I thought I was maybe doing the right thing. Obviously not, but it was just great to be out there with, you know, to lose to Kelly is, you know, that's I wish I would have made it, but you know, he's the best.
Semi-final 2. And with Kelly already into the Quiksilver Pro decider, it's up to Australian Taj Burrow and Brazil's rookie sensation Adriano de Souza to see who'll meet him. And with 2 of the smallest and fastest surfers in the world matching up, anything is possible in the clean Duranbah rights.
TB's going mad. I don't know, I'm biased, I want TB to win, but yeah, Adriano's ripping and he needs a 9 right now. He could get it though, that's the thing.
Chasing a 9.33 for the win, Adriano gets one last chance with just 17 seconds to go.
Yeah, not too bad for the first contest for the year, and that's an amazing contest for me. And I was so stoked to get a third place for this contest. And pretty sick for Tash Bar. His surf too strong for the heat. But I showed for my real surf, and I'm pretty stoked there. How about this?
After an event full of spectacular high-performance surfing, we're down to the final two competitors in the Quiksilver Pro. Kelly Slater needs no introduction, but the 7-time world champ faces a far from easy task against Australian Taj Burrow.
I got to go all out and just be totally on what I'm doing, and I can't make mistakes because they'll take advantage of it. You know, Taj, just his natural ability is crazy, and it looks like he's a little more focused on the competition this year.
It's a matchup that has the rest of the beach intrigued, and there's no question who the parochial local crowd is supporting.
Silver's gonna fly like a little birdie.
The pair met in the Chopu and Mandaka finals in 2003 with Kelly winning both. But it's these conditions where Taj, the human highlight reel, is in his element.
These guys are both the informed surfers, both the best surfers of the event. And man, whenever the waves are small, it's whoever catches that waves.
I feel tuned in. I woke up this morning feeling really good and relaxed and excited, full of energy, and I'm ready to go. So just a half an hour more of surfing and see what happens.
It's never going to be easy, a final, and you know, Kelly's probably the hardest. So yeah, I feel great. I feel confident, and I just know I got to get the good ones and I can win. So that's all I can do. I'm going to just do my best.
The beach at Duranbah is frothing for this clash between two of the sport's biggest names. With the swell dropping by the minute, wave selection in the Quiksilver Pro Final will be crucial. And as the sets start to roll in, the two Foster's Men's World Tour superstars paddle into action. Taj is left chasing an 8.45 for victory, and this wave in the dying seconds represents his last roll of the dice. It's a pattern that has become all too familiar over the last 12 months. Kelly Slater chaired up the beach as a winner on the Foster's Men's World Tour. And in a good sign for surf fans, the Quiksilver Pro champion is already looking ahead.
It feels like an icing on the cake, a little blessing, you know, after winning the year. I didn't finish out the year super strong last year. You know, start the year back out, and that's the #1 spot feels really good. And I started not so strong last few years. Last year I had a 5th and a 17th, and I think this is already more points than that. So it's almost like Bells is a freebie for me. Go there with a little different frame of mind and be ready to surf the waves. So maybe watch some video ahead of time and get ready like that.
I really wanted to pull a Mick Fanning and take this event out, but I'm happy with second, and it's a good start for the year. I just had a lot of time to think about it. Obviously, I've never been out of the water for longer than 2 weeks, so 3 months I really, you know, just got to sit back and take a break and, you know, bring it all into perspective and just think about the things I had to do to get the results I want. I feel great about it, and it showed it's working, so I'm going to keep it going.
Kelly makes the best possible start to the year, keeping his top ranking from 2005, while 2 rookies have rocketed to number 3 in the world. The surfers in 5th have made a solid start, but with the king at number 1, they know it's already game on in the race for the title. A winner on the WCT for the 31st time, Kelly is now only 1 victory behind the all-time record held by his surfing hero, Tom Curran. With the 2006 Foster's Men's World Tour now underway, the next stop is one of the most hallowed locations in the sport. It's time for the annual pilgrimage down the east coast of Australia to the tiny town of Torquay, home to the world's longest-running professional surfing contest and the most recognizable trophy in surfing, the iconic bell that can only be rung by the winner of the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach. We'll see you there.